Today is July 12th, which means that Amazon and Netflix and Reddit and a bunch of other companies are protesting against the rollback of net neutrality by the Donald Trump FCC. I have been telling you for months that one of the foremost issues of 2017 in the Trump era is an issue that impacts all political issues, and that is that the Trump FCC and former Verizon lawyer Ajit Pai, who runs the FCC, and Congress want to roll back the internet freedom laws that were passed under President Barack Obama. This includes the regulation of internet service providers as common carriers under Title II of the Telecommunications Act, sort of like a telephone company, and it includes a number of other provisions. Amazon, Netflix, Reddit, and others today are prominently displaying alerts about what's happening with net neutrality. There were rumors that some of them might actually throttle service and slow down service with a note making it clear, sort of like, this is what it could be like if net neutrality provisions are rolled back. And one of the main concerns is that ISPs could create fast lanes and slow lanes on the internet, corresponding with companies or services or websites that they want to either support or hurt. Now, I hope that if they do the throttling, they will make it very clear what is going on, because there's probably some kind of business risk there, right? You just slow down your website. Nobody knows it's this day of action on net neutrality, and you think, oh, Netflix is just really crappy now. I'm sure that they will make it very clear what they're doing, right?
And it's one thing when Netflix does it, which is primarily an entertainment website. When Amazon does it, I mean, whole businesses will have negative repercussions from that.
Net neutrality in total is good for people, and it's actually good for most businesses. And this is a dangerous cliff that we're approaching on this issue. The cliff that the right tells us we're approaching on Obamacare, it doesn't exist, as I told you yesterday. This cliff is real, okay? We're at the intersection of unprecedented attacks on critical and independent media from the administration, combined with attempts to change internet rules in a way that will also damage independent media. And whether it's our show or some other show, I mean, really, obviously, I'd love for you to be supporting our show, but we need to be supporting alternatives to corporate media right now, even if it's not the David Pakman Show. And for many of you, it isn't. Trust me, if you looked at my email for 5 minutes, you'd realize that many of the people watching are not going to be the people supporting the David Pakman Show financially. That's okay, right? Because we've got what's going on with net neutrality. We've got the supposed opening up of libel lawsuits and calling media outlets you don't like fake news. There's this sort of trifecta going on. People might see our show every day, and we're lucky enough to have the resources right now for our studio and for equipment and for staff and distribution. But there's a systemic attack going on right now, and the attack on net neutrality is just part of it. Let's look at the ways in which this trifecta is working. Number one, you've got the Trump administration wanting more legal options against media outlets. They want to go after media outlets that publish leaks that were provided to them, even if they didn't actually obtain any information secretly or illegally. That would be the crossing of a major red line. Number two, you've got the attempt to roll back Obama-era net neutrality laws. And number three, you've had the YouTube advertiser boycott, which has crushed us and has been bigly beneficial for corporate media. And by the way, what media outlets started the YouTube advertiser boycott? Oh, little media outlets like the Wall Street Journal, through their publishing of hyperbolic articles arguing that the YouTube ad algorithm can't successfully keep advertising off of racist and offensive content. So this is a three-pronged attack against independent media. People, I don't think, Pat, are understanding the seriousness of this, and that's why we're talking about it almost weekly.
Yeah, I think most folks on the right would even agree that we have to keep the net neutrality laws as is, even if you watch, say Glenn Beck or Alex Jones and you voted for Donald Trump. But the problem there is then you got fooled. Then you thought that they may be protectors of the current net neutrality laws, and you have no recourse.
Absolutely bamboozled on every level. If you're interested in helping us fight against this trifecta, three-pronged approach against independent media, membership at davidpakman.com/membership, Patreon at patreon.com/davidpakmanshow. This is an important time to help fund the programs that you find valuable, whether it's this one or some other program. This is the time.